Hi, welcome to Scriptures Unveiled. Again, we're going through Daniel, and this time we're going to touch on Daniel 1:12 through 13. And so to recap, Daniel was petitioning not to eat the choice food of the king, which is eating judgment.
Yeah, of this world.
Of this world. And so Daniel, that is God is my judge, his name means, then he is seeing himself righteous and holy and clean, where this judgment of the world is trying to make them unrighteous, unholy, unclean. And then we have to work for it in order to, it's always, you're always in lack. You have to work for it.
You have to prove. Guilty and to prove it innocent, literally.
And so I'm going to read Daniel 1:12 and 13. We're going to get mostly this time into the vegetables and the meat, the king's choice food.
Yes, the difference between the two.
Yes. And so please test your servants for 10 days and let us be given some vegetables to eat and water to drink. Then let our appearance be observed in your presence, in the appearance of the youths who are eating the king's choice food, and deal with your servants according to what you see.
So Daniel is asking the officials to be tested for 10 days. So if you take the word 10 in Hebrew, that number 10, Yod, is actually a complete work. It's a done deed. Meaning our completion is our oneness with God. So we're technically already complete.
Yes.
We're already made perfect. That number is a symbolization of perfection, of unity and oneness.
Right. It's that wholeness and sozo. We hear the word sozo a lot.
It's the sozo, yes.
And that's what that is.
It's the inner wholeness.
Yes. And so they talked first about the vegetables and given some vegetables to eat and some water. So vegetables, the meaning of vegetables is to sow or to scatter seed. So it's to conceive seed and to yield also. So those are the meaning of the definition of it. And this is a picture, the vegetable is a picture that they have seeds and that reproduce.
Yes.
And there's conception and birth.
Yes, that's good.
So it's a picture of our new birth.
Yes.
So they never lack because you get lots and lots of lots of vegetables and millions of seeds.
It's a continuous
So it's a continuous life cycle.
Yes, that's
good. That goes on.
That's good.
And it does it almost effortlessly.
Yep.
Pretty much it just does it almost by itself. We know it doesn't by itself, but it does.
It does, yeah.
So without us too involved.
Yes.
Water to drink, and to drink really, if you look it up, it means imbibe. It's IMBIDE, and that word imbibe means to absorb or to assimilate or to take in. So it's really becoming that one.
Yes.
So when it's taking it in.
The oneness.
That oneness. And it's going inwards. And if you remember water, when Jesus referred to it in John 7:38, Jesus said that from his innermost being shall flow rivers of living water.
Yep, from within.
From within.
It's not something you have to continually go to get because it's flowing from within. And that's what they chose to do, to have the from within, to not be defiled. But look inwardly, not outwardly to the judgments outside of themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
And in verse 13, they talk about the king's choice food. And that king's choice food is, in the Hebrew, portion of meat. It's delicacies.
Yes. Oh, yeah, and it's weird because when you say delicacy, because we're looking at the choice foods being the judgment of this world, it reminds me of the picture of Delilah and Samson. Because Delilah, her name in Hebrew means delicate and fragile. So you're seeing yourself when you're eating the choice meat of the king, the Lord. You're seeing yourself like Delilah, the fragility of us, the lower, our lower selves.
That fallen mindset.
The fallen mindset.
The lower mindset.
The lower mindset that tips to rule over, because that's what she tried to do to Samson. Samson was a picture of our divinity.
Right, and when we talk about that, you see in the scriptures where it says about how not to rely on what we see.
Yes.
but
Yes.
to rely on the unseen.
Yes.
So when we see things outwardly, including God, when we see things outwardly,
yes,
then that's exactly what we're doing.
Yep, we're eating from that choice meat.
Delicacies.
Yep, exactly.
Choice meat.
Yeah, from the Lord's self.
Yeah, and meat symbolizes here dead flesh. And so it's like an animal, because that's where we know meat comes from, that is killed and goes into the ground and decays, or it gets digested and used up and comes out, you know how.
Either way, it doesn't reproduce.
So there's no fruit. Like you said, no reproducing.
Yeah.
No seed.
Nothing. Yes.
So it's kind of useless.
It is. And then you have to keep working towards it because you have to slaughter the meat. There's a lot of work involved. And it's continual work. It's not like...
Yeah, unlike the vegetable that produces seed and fruit and it can seed itself.
Exactly. It's effortlessly.
Right.
Yes. This one you have to keep going back to the well. Keep going back to the slaughtered animals.
Yeah. And so, anyways, so there's a difference between the choice food and the vegetables, and the fact that the choice food, the meat, is like a picture of that lack, where the vegetable's more of a picture of that abundance.
Yes.
That flow. But I love how it means, to conceive seed.
Yes. That's
and
good.
That's really a powerful picture how it reproduces. And even though, animals do reproduce, there's still a difference in the two.
In how we absorb, because we're looking at how we're intaking this. So when we're looking from inward, us being our inward, our oneness with God, there's an effortless, a fulfillment, a flow. Whereas when we see God outside of ourselves in judgment, that judgment, you constantly have to slaughter the meat.
Yeah, it has to be killed.
It has to
and
be
that's
killed.
that judgment.
It is. Yep.
So it has to be killed.
Yes.
And so you can get fruit from a vegetable without killing it.
Yes, exactly.
So, and so that's where we're going to end this time.
Yes.
And so, but next time we're going to go over verse 14 and 15 and we'll end it there.
Thank you so much for joining us. Please be sure to subscribe, hit the like button, and make a comment.